Welcome again, Leo. Dadhichi Toth here from astrology.com.au. It's the month of September 2015, and you probably think that luck has been eluding you for a while. That could be, especially when we're talking about your professional activities, due to the retrogression of Venus, your 10th lord, that ruler of the 10th sector, which has to do with the expansion of your profession, the elevation of rank and status, that sort of thing. And the 9th ruler, Mars, which is really 9th and 4th ruler, which is your luckiest planet. So that conjunction there, an exact conjunction on the 1st of September, is showing us the power that is there. But it's not until the 6th that Venus, which has been going in apparent reverse motion, starts to move forward again. I think I have to say the second week of September, you could start to see things moving forward for you in that specific area. The moon moves into the 10th house on the 2nd and stays there till the 4th. So you may feel some sense of loss at that time. The moon is not a great planet for you. It rules the 12th house of loss, privation, and self-sacrifice and self-surrender. It could simply mean that you've got to do a little bit more work until you start to get that good news, which I think is impending, especially once Venus goes forward. And we do see, for example, in your 2nd house on the 13th, the solar eclipse taking place. So this is your finance sector. And having the recent conjunction of the Sun and Jupiter there, Jupiter, another one of your better planets, and your ruling planet, the Sun, are all testimonies of increased income and an improved value system from what I can see here. Your inner happiness, which may have been also curtailed for a couple of years now, seems to be improving, especially after the 18th, when it transits out of your 4th house and into your 5th house. This could have cast a shadow over your domestic circumstances. And we see too that it is very strongly in a close square aspect to the early part of the finance sector. So, your displeasure might have been from lack of money. The alternative of that is spending too much money on your domestic circumstances, your family. I think you're going to start to see an easing up of that and a much more comfortable state of affairs within yourself. Self-satisfaction is very, very important. It has a lot to do with what you attract in terms of success in life. So I think these are all good omens astrologically for that. Mind you, the transit of Saturn on the 18th starts a new cycle. If you've got children, this is going to be particularly an important transit and one which will deepen your karmic connection. Now, that's not always for the best. There can be some very, very intense challenges there, because challenge is the first, or rather the middle name of Saturn. It restricts, it challenges, it blurs, it denies. So what can happen there is that important karmic issues associated with most notably the eldest born child. And that's something you're going to have to deal with. But bear in mind, it's not something you're going to immediately solve either. This is a long-term transit. It's a 2.5-year transit. So you need to open the discussions with those sort of individuals now, so that you can make sure you've got a good, solid foundation from which to, work through some of the issues that are likely to occur during this period. That new moon on the 13th, that's that eclipse we're talking about, that's important because it does start to show a new approach to earning, new approach to your value system. Your potential for earning is much greater than you've probably thought. And it's at this time you'll start to really believe in yourself. As I mentioned earlier, you've got all those other really nice conjunctions, the Venus and the Mars conjunction. After the middle of the month, I think you'll start to see things moving forward for you in your professional activities. Venus has to do with your third house as well, Leo. Third house here is educational pursuits. It's also short journeys, travels. So if you've been delayed in that area, that's also some good news where you can expect some improvement or, the green light. The Sun transits into the sign of Libra as well. That occurs on the 23rd. So that's also a good omen. I think for some of you at least, this is the time to, pack your bags and get moving, or at least to make some travel plans. They may not be long distance or overseas journeys, but this is a good time to escape and just breathe some fresh air and get your head back in order. And I don't think that's a bad idea either, given the retrogression of Mercury. Mind you, Mercury's in the third house, so you'll have to be very careful there as well. Because if you're booking tickets and that sort of thing, this is the perfect example of where things can go askew. But for you, it's not altogether a bad planet. It rules the second house and the 11th house. These are houses of gain, so its retrogression may actually give you some benefits during this period. Capricorn is your 6th house, ruling your work. On the 25th, another important transit there with Pluto going direct and forward. So workplace activities, health, throughout this whole period of many, many years, your health may be a continuing issue. And one, if you're careful to work with that properly, looking at your diet and your sleeping patterns, your whole overall physical well-being, I think is going to be the key to you to transforming your life generally. And I mean that on a spiritual level as well. There's a lunar eclipse on the 28th. In other words, it's a full moon. And the moon completes its cycle right smack bang where it began at the commencement of the month, in the 9th house, which is higher learning, legal matters, and again travels to some extent. But this has a lot to do with your views on life and not what you necessarily intellectually feel. The moon is going to bring you in touch with what you feel is the correct sort of belief system. So if you've actually had the superimposition of your culture, your preconditioning, this is a time when you can break free of that and really start to question your ideals and your beliefs so that you can make the appropriate changes that are resonant with who you are as a person. Because we're constantly changing, you need to adjust those belief systems to bring them in accord with your inner self, your inner life. I hope you'll be here next month. Don't forget to join me at astrology.com.au. We have the textual version, more detailed analysis of the month coming, daily readings, and also in a greater context, the yearly reading, which is still a bit more to go in 2015. Free readings, oracles, tarot cards. You've got live readings there with myself and a whole lot of my associates. If you feel you need some more personal attention, that's there for you as well. I hope to see you here next month. Bye-bye now.